Hello everyone, we're working through Practice in Music Theory Book A and we are on page 24. We're going to go through 24, 25 and 26 in this video. So these are revision pages on 24 and 25. So if you'd like to pause the video and complete it, please do that and then you can check your answers with mine afterwards. If you would like me to explain it, then you can stay on the video and I'll go through each note one at a time. Okay, so over here, remember we're in the bass clef, so always take a good look at which clef you're in, bass clef or treble clef. So when we name the notes, we notice it's in a space, so we're going to use all cows eat grass. Nice big capital G, and we look at the note, it is a minim note, which is 2 counts. Over here, we're again in the bass clef. This is outside of our little rhyme. So we can use great big dogs fight angrily takes us to the note A, and one step above A in the alphabet A, B. So it's a B, and this is a semi-breve, 4 counts. We're still in the bass clef over here. This is nice within the stave, so we can use great big dogs fight. An F, and again a semi-breve, which is 4 counts. This note over here, hopefully you will know quite well by now, but just in case you don't, this is the treble clef. Okay, the note at the bottom with the little ledger line is the very special note middle C. But if you want to find your way there, remember treble clef, every good boy drinks Fanta. So there's E. Now we're going down, so we're going to go backwards in the alphabet. E, D would be just underneath the line, and then C. So that's C. We don't write middle C, but we know that that's a special note middle C. Just call it C. And again, it's a semi-breve, 4 counts. We're still in the treble clef here. This is a note in a space. So we're going to use face, F-A-C-E. So face, F is in the first space. And it is a colored in note with a stem, which is a crotchet, 1 count. Still in the treble clef here. So, and it's on a line. Every good boy drinks Fanta, so E, and it's a minim, which is 2 counts. We're back in the bass clef now, and in fact you can see it's the same note. Look at that. So we use great big dogs fight, or you can remember that the bass clef is also called the F clef, and that is the very special note F. And it's a crotchet, which is 1 count. Bass clef again. On the top line, great big dogs fight angrily. So it's an A, and a minim is 2 counts. And look over here, we have the same note again. Can you see? It's just that it's a crotchet instead of a minim. So great big dogs fight angrily. It's an A, and it's a crotchet, which is 1 count. Back in the treble clef here. It's in the bottom space, so we're going to use face, F-A-C-E, so that's an F. And a crotchet is 1 count. Here we're in the bass clef, on the line, so great big dogs fight. And a minim is 2 counts. Fantastic. Over to this page. You can color it in if you would like to. Color the picture below and name the notes inside the bubbles. So again, make sure you always look to see which clef we're using. And make sure that you don't confuse your little sayings. Remember the treble clef is for the lines, every good boy drinks Fanta, and in the spaces, face, F-A-C-E. And in the bass clef, on the lines, it's great big dogs fight angrily, and in the spaces, it's all cows eat grass. So you've got 4 sayings there to remember, and they'll help you name the notes. So treble clef on the bottom line, that's going to be E for every. Okay, over here in the bass clef, top line, great big dogs fight angrily. Let's look over here. We've got a treble clef, every good. Bass clef over here, great big dogs fight. Treble clef in the space, we'll use face, so F for face. And again, treble clef in the space, bottom space, F. Over here, the bass clef, and it is just above, so we're going to use great big dogs fight angrily, and then use our alphabet to go one step higher. After A comes B. Over here, bass clef, and it's in a space, so we're going to use all cows eat grass. This one here, this is our very special middle C. So remember how we got there? This is every good boy drinks Fanta. So E, one step down, backwards in the alphabet D, and one step down is C. And over here, it's great that they're next to each other because this is the other special middle C, which is written at the top of the bass clef. How do we find that? We use great big dogs fight angrily as the top line. One step to get to B, going forwards in the alphabet, and another step to get to C. This one here, great big dogs fight angrily. That's an A, one step higher, one step in the alphabet B. This one nice and easy now. Every good boy drinks Fanta, so it's an E. And this one here, there's E, and it's one below, so it is backwards in the alphabet is a D. Sometimes what makes people confused is going backwards and forwards in the alphabet. So what you can do is at the top of your page, if you want to, you can just write your alphabet out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then always remember that it starts again with A. So then you can, if you're going up on the stave, remember you're going forwards in your alphabet, and if you're going down on the stave, you're going backwards in your alphabet. So you might find that helpful in the beginning, while you still get used to saying it forwards and backwards. And in no time at all, you'll find that you can say it easily, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, and just move up and down in the alphabet. Okay, we're going on one page over today, the keyboard game. Now, what's pretty helpful here sometimes is to remember where middle C is written. So we had a look at it on these pages here, but I'm just going to draw it out quickly, just in rough. So I'm going to draw my 5 lines. If I've got the bass clef, middle C is this note at the top above the bass clef. And if I've got the treble clef, draw my treble clef, middle C is at the bottom of my treble clef. This note sounds exactly the same. When I play it on the piano, it is exactly the same note. There it is on the keyboard. That's middle C. Okay, so you can see this note here falls below middle C. That's where my middle C would be written. Just put a little one in brackets there. And it's played below middle C. This note over here, which is the G, if I look at where my middle C is, be at the bottom of my treble clef, and that G is played above middle C. So it's up there. So we can't just say, oh, well, it's a G, so find any G on the keyboard. It has to be on the right direction from middle C. So let's have a look at this one. First, we name the note. So in the bass clef, we've got great big dogs fight. So it's an F. And remember, this is an F below my middle C, because my middle C is written at the top of the bass clef. So I'm going to find the F down here. C, B, A, G, F. And that's the note that I'll color in. You can color it in. I'm just going to write the name of the note. On this side over here, oh, well, we have our very special middle C note. So here it is, this one. There it is. Okay, so we've got F and we've got C. Let's look at the next one. Over here, the bass clef, in a space, all cows eat grass. So it's a G. Remember, the middle C is at the top of the bass clef. There's middle C, so I'm going to work my way down to G. C, B, A, G. There's G. And if you remember from one of my previous videos, I said unicorns are great. Remember, we had the 2 little ears, and there's the unicorn horn. Unicorns are great. So you can see that is a G. On this side, we've got the treble clef. And this note is just below E. So going backwards in the alphabet, E, D. It's D. And remember that middle C is written at the bottom of the treble clef. So we have middle C, we're one step up from middle C. There's middle C, one step up. There's the note D. And we can even check because look, there are the donkey ears. And between the donkey ears is donkey D. So that is that note there. Over here, treble clef. Every good boy drinks Fanta. That's an E. It's the treble clef. So there's my middle C. It's above middle C, C, D, E. And this one over here, treble clef, this is in a space, so F. There is where my middle C would be written. So C, D, E, F. Look at that. Those two notes are right next to each other. And you can see that they're right next to each other because there's E and F is written right there in the very next space. Almost there. Here's the bass clef on the top line. Great big dogs fight angrily. So it's an A. In the bass clef, remember middle C is at the top of the bass clef. So we're going down to the A. C, B, A. And over here, great big dogs fight angrily. One step up is the note B. Okay. So we are going to find there's middle C at the top of the bass clef. And we're going one step down, there's B, and you can see those notes are right next to each other, and they found right next to each other on the keyboard as well. Over here we have our very special middle C, so that's the note that you're going to color in, and on this side, every good. It's a G above middle C, C, D, E, F, G. Unicorns are great. Now this is a lovely example. There's a G that's played above middle C. This is also a G, but it's played below middle C. So they're both Gs, but the one is lower and the other is going to sound higher.